Hello everyone. I am gonna do a little shard pull video because today is a 2x 10x with a fusion going on and I need points for the champion chase tournament. Now I'm trying to decide for myself, do I go just to 3000 for the fragments or do I push farther and try and go for the big stone? Because I do have just over 100 void shards. So it's a 10x for Bayek today, and it's a 2x voids on. So it's probably the best chance to get him as the limited time void for the Assassin's Creed event. I also have 2 remnant summons I could pull. I also have Sirsha I can pull out if I need some more points, and I do not have a Broadmaw fusion, but there's a possibility that with pulling enough voids, I should be able to pull a few more of these Broadmaw fusion epics and fuse a few extra potentially if I need the points. The only consideration for me now is that I do need to make sure that I'm able to complete the fusion. So for Noldua, so I will pull up the event calendar and then we'll have a look here. I've currently completed the Ice Golem, the Gear Hunters, the Gear Enhancement. The Spider is in progress. Champ Training's in progress, so I'm on track for the Fusion. The Champ Chase Tournament is fine, except I do have to be careful because there's no second summon event in the main part of it, but there is the Hero's Path. And with the amount of available fragments here, the tournament ones, if you scratch them off, gives you 110 available. And the Hero's Path here has 25 fragments available. So that means minimum I need to be able to get 15 fragments from the Hero's Path, which is summon shards and get artifacts and accessories. So I want to make sure I have some shards for the summon rush part of the Hero's Path. However, I believe that based on what I've got currently, I can probably make it work in the next week to get everything I need, because while currently I don't have a lot going on for shards other than the voids, I have 102 voids, but I have only 1 sacred, a few ancients, a few primals, and I don't really like pulling primals out of a 2x, so I would be looking at minimal points for the Hero's Path. But I think I will have a look at how far I go with remnants and with voids and some fragments and then a couple of Broadmaw fusions, see where I get, see what I pull, and consider from there how far I'm going with voids and whether or not I'm going to save any for next weekend. The other thing is that I already know my pity for voids currently from RSL Helper. I keep track of them. So I am at 51 on voids. And with 100, there's a reasonable chance I hit a legendary. It's not guaranteed, but it's a reasonable chance, and it would be nice to hit one. So let's start with some remnants and then do some voids and see how it goes. I also will be able to get one more remnant from Lashun in the Grim Forest, so then I can plan to have at least 250 more points from that. Here we go. I guess we'll start with some remnant shards. And standard epic, so 250. And another standard epic, so 500 from there. All right, and now this thing is on. Let's go with some voids. See what we get. Steery is, I think, somebody I need a copy of. I think I used her for the fusion that she was part of. And Aboro might be able to +3 or +4, but I might already have her +4. I'll have to look. See. Thorn Golem, I also used all the copies of for a fusion, so that doesn't hurt to have the copy. Oh, that was fast. And it is Tormund number 4. That is very unfortunate. Well, let's see how far that got us, because that was not very far. That was 20 shards. We got ourselves pretty far. We've already hit the numbers we needed. So that was just 20 voids and 2 remnants, which means going to 10k is pretty reasonable. And I wouldn't mind keeping going with voids on the 2x when I still have 80 to go. So I think we're going to just go for some more and see what happens. Here we go. At least the rates are okay in terms of epics so far. Whoa, back to back almost. Hey, Tehanarak, that's new. I will take that. That's actually a very interesting choice for Chimera because she brings some stuff that I've been kind of looking for, as well as some healing, which is something I have a hard time with in Chimera if I can't bring Fady. But Tehanarak brings the decreased speed, which lets me replace somebody. She brings increased speed, decreased speed, which is a thing I have real trouble actually bringing if I don't get to bring Lydia, because I'm using Klazag. And then she brings decreased attack and block buffs. So she's bringing everything that Lammasu brings, plus she brings increased speed and increased defense. And she's bringing some continuous heals. So that I will not complain about right there. And it's like literally back to back. So, woo, fancy. Well, let's keep going. I mean, we still have 70 to go, you know. I don't normally get good rates, so I'm not complaining. Cardinal can definitely get boosted still. She's only like +2 right now, I think. Weregun, I don't care. I'm still looking also for extra Bloodhorns. Perfect for the Rodmaw fusions. That's the one I need the most. And we're getting taxed now. Let's see. Anything? Be kind for a third one? A Bayek? Maybe? Prage? We're getting double taxed. Double taxed on 2x. Feels bad. Back-to-back taxation. Don't know if we can get 3 taxations in a row, can we? Doesn't it hit like a mercy? There we go. Slixus was sort of disappointed in the actual amount of damage he was doing. I think we're running out of voids here. I'll check after this. Azure. Has the stun and decreased turn meter. Nia. That's not too bad. I can +1 one of my Nias. This might be the last temple. I have not been counting. Saris is not bad. I'll take a boost for my Saris. More Bloodhorns, happy. And, okay, we're not out yet. One more to go, I guess. Rundar. More Bloodhorns. I will take as many Bloodhorns as it wants to give me. That's the one I'm always short on. And I guess that's it. I think that I am almost tapped out. The last 2 singles. We'll see where we're at in the event. All right. Well, as far as the order that they came in, it's pretty good because I'm back up to 51 voids again in my pity. So Unless it hasn't updated, which it should have. Let me double check this. I think so. Because, yeah, I pulled 2. All right. And we capped it out. Just a little over. Let's see if maybe we can snipe those fragments, depending on how the days go. Although I'm sure people will be pulling a lot. But that feels good to get all of that. And yeah, let's see. Also, I'm still waiting and looking for a Fabian to appear because I would like to buy the 6-star for Fabian. Okay, well, that is all for me for now. I guess I got several Bloodhorns, which is great because that gives me 4 more fusions because that was the one I was out of. It's the one they gave me, which is fantastic. I can save my summonings here if I need a little bit more to try and snipe at the end. If I'm really close to 3rd or something, I will do that. Otherwise, that's all for me. I hope you have good luck with your pulls and good luck with your fusion.